Hey there, and welcome to Retirement Reimagined. I'm Tiffany Nyiri, Senior Living Specialist, and this is the podcast where we flip the script on senior living. Whether you're a retiree ready to take on a new adventure or just curious about how to make the most of your golden years, you're in the right place. Join me and our amazing expert guests as we dive into everything from hitting the road in an RV, getting your financial ducks in a row, exploring the perks of a reverse mortgage, or just figuring out how to link that smartphone to your car. We're here to inspire, inform, and give you practical tips to live your best retired life. So buckle up, tune in, and let's reimagine what retirement can truly be. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. We have Megan Souza on here, and she owns Megan's Organic Market, and she's got several locations, which she's going to tell us the locations that are currently open for you to go in and shop. Now, we're also going to do a little definition of what Megan's Organic Market is. So Megan is a cannabis expert, and she educates on cannabis, the different types of cannabis products, and it's not what you would think. So I'm going to let Megan take it over so she can give us some education on, let's break the myth, let's bust the myth, and let's really get down to what cannabis can do for your health.
All right. Thank you so much for the intro, Tiffany, and for creating this platform to talk about this important topic. So I want to preface with saying I'm not a medical professional. I have no medical licenses. I'm just somebody who's been a cannabis business professional for 15 years. So I have a lot of anecdotal experience with many thousands of customers. So you're right to say that it's not what you think it is. There are a lot of myths around cannabis. The main one being that it's a dangerous, uncontrolled substance in the state of California, at least. If you purchase cannabis from a licensed cannabis retailer, you can have a very safe and very controlled experience, which is so different than it used to be back in the days, back in, when you would the only way you could get cannabis was, a brownie at, a party, and, there was no way to control how much THC was in it. Yeah, I'm thinking the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go way back, and
Yeah.
there wasn't brownies.
And it just knocks your socks off, and you're stoned for 2 days. And yeah, it's not like that anymore. Now, you can have, now cannabis is tested both for potency, so you know exactly how many milligrams of cannabis is in every package and every serving within the package. And it's also tested for purity. So cannabis in California has extremely stringent requirements when it comes to how much residual pesticide, herbicide, fungicide is allowed on the product, and it's actually more stringent than the standards for organic fruits and vegetables in California. So that's why it's very important to buy cannabis from a licensed retailer and not from, just the guy down the block who grows it in his garage. Cannabis comes in lots of forms. Nowadays, it's not just the flower that you smoke. Of course, we have that. That's still available and is still accounts for about 50% or a little bit more of sales. But we also have topicals, tinctures, edibles, capsules, bath bombs, roll-ons, anything you can think of, suppositories. We've got everything. Chocolate. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, my favorite are the dark chocolate peanut butter cups from Emerald Sky. That's one of my favorites.
And why not?
Why not? Yeah,
a little bit before
bed. Tasty and medicinal.
Yes,
yeah, before bed is that's one of the main reasons that we find that people are seeking out cannabis is for help with insomnia, which is insomnia is not something that I struggle with, but I have learned that It is ubiquitous. Many people suffer from insomnia. So it might be surprising for listeners to know that our top two selling SKUs across all of our dispensaries, they're both low dose CBN gummies that are intended to help with sleep. So CBN is a cannabinoid
Okay.
like THC and CBD, which most folks have probably heard of those too. There's actually I think they've identified over 120 for sure. I think it's closer to 150 different cannabinoids right now. All have different impacts on your endocannabinoid system. And one of the really awesome ones that has become more widely available on the market is CBN, which is particularly good with for sleep.
Okay.
Again, I'm
I
not a
like that.
medical professional, so uh, all I all I can convey is the many thousands of customers who report it working for sleep.
Yeah, so let's talk to our seniors that are listening to our podcast right now that grew up back in the day where cannabis, marijuana, it was called
Hmm.
Mary Jane, weed, marijuana, like
Hmm.
old
Hmm.
school terminology, and it was illegal. So now we
Hmm.
have to be educated on the medical benefits of it as far as pain management, sleep
Yes.
management. Um, if you happen to not be able to eat, maybe
Oh,
from
yes.
cancer,
Hmm.
this is a big holistic way to add to what your doctor is maybe subscribing. Uh,
Yeah,
and
it's
um,
another tool in the
and
toolkit that's useful for so many different things. And when it comes to seniors in particular, one of the most common ailments is chronic pain from
yes,
arthritis or old injuries or what have you. And cannabis is one of the most popular options for chronic pain because a lot of the other treatments for pain out there are really only like such as opiates. Those are really effective for acute pain, but are just not safe on a long-term basis. Um,
no, your liver, your kidneys, your whole
yep.
insides are getting eaten up by those
Yeah. Same thing with,
medical
with
farm.
Tylenol or Advil, taking that every day
Mhm.
also has negative consequences. So cannabis, depending on how you consume it, because there are different modes of ingestion, and of course, smoking, um, anything, your lungs would prefer that you don't. So it is definitely, we definitely recommend, especially for folks who are newer to cannabis or haven't had it, in 30 years or something, that they go for something like an edible or a tincture rather than smoking, because smoking isn't a new habit that anyone needs to pick up. But thankfully, there are so many different options. Uh, there are, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, and everybody, Megan is talking about a lot of different maybe words that you're not familiar with as far as edibles. Gummies is thrown around a lot these days. Tincture, um, honestly, I think it's the drops on the tongue, but am I
Yep.
right?
Yeah, under the tongue.
Okay,
Yeah.
drops on the tongue that are flavored sometimes and or they
Hmm.
taste like grass,
Yep.
like dirt if you're an earthy person.
Yeah.
Think of it as like a matcha but in a cannabis form. Oh, did we
Yeah,
lose
kind of
Megan? Oh,
planty.
there she is. Okay, work with us, people, because this is really good information. But Megan is currently in an area that is not widely known for having good internet. So
That's
bear with
true.
us
Yeah.
because she's got such good information. Because the world of cannabis is maybe unknown to a lot of people. The verbiage, how to use it, what is going to help me but not hurt me. And that is why you go and talk to your cannabis professional. Walk into a place, make an appointment, sit down with them. Every place will have someone probably not as educated as Megan. We're very lucky to have her here, but there will be education. Um, Megan's got shops, San Juan Capistrano,
San Luis Obispo.
Corona, or San. San Luis Obispo.
Yeah, we have
The other really
Megan's
long
Organic
words.
Markets in San Luis Obispo, Goleta, which is in Santa Barbara County, El Centro, and in Corona, we partnered with MJ Direct. We have both a storefront and soon to launch delivery service in the city of Corona.
Yes, and that's where I live. And I did meet your partner. He's lovely.
Oh,
And
great.
I think that service is going to be a big help, especially the delivery service where you can
Mm-hmm.
trust where it's coming from. Because there's some
Mm-hmm.
delivery services that you cannot trust. So, you know what? Walk into an establishment, talk to what is called,
Mm-hmm.
is it a bud tender or what would you call the
Mm-hmm.
person? Bud tender?
Yeah, that's sort of the
So
industry
cute.
standard for that position. Yeah.
Yes, yes. But the point of us talking about it and bringing out in the open is um, ask more questions. It is not the marijuana from back in the day. It is not. Okay. Like Megan was saying, it's highly controlled. More
Mm-hmm.
than more than the carrots you're buying at the grocery, under the organic heading even. So um, go in, don't be afraid, figure out what's good for you. I mean, they even have things for animals. You have dogs and
Oh, yeah.
cats.
Oh my gosh, yeah. We have been selling quite a lot of tincture for pets and dog treats over the last like couple weeks in preparation for the 4th of July because it's so great for anxiety in humans as well as in pets because all mammals have endocannabinoid systems. So you can use it on your dog, your cat, your horse. And we have
And
people that do, believe
what
it
we
or not,
probably,
use it on their horses.
yes. And you know, I am next to a city that is Horsetown, USA, Norco,
Mm-hmm.
California, and um, they are very much into their horses in our city. We have over 100 miles of horse trails. You can go to McDonald's on your horse. So again, it is just what do you have going on? Raise your hand, ask the questions, because the typical big pharma is going to tell you one thing, and you might want to do your own research because this is
Mm-hmm.
natural. This is
Mm-hmm.
from the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, you know, like Megan said, smoking it may do a little bit to your lungs, but the other items are going to be so much healthier for you as far as sleep, anxiety, pain. Um, some of them even have energy. So, again,
Oh
this
yeah,
is not
that's
your
actually
grandma's
my
marijuana.
that's right. It's not your grandmother's marijuana. Let me tell you about my favorite go-to product. My favorite
Yes.
thing are gummies that have THCV in them, which is another cannabinoid. THCV,
T-
V is in
B like
Victor.
boy. Okay.
No, V is
Oh,
in
V
Victor.
like Victor. Got it.
And it is it's affectionately referred to as nature's Adderall. It's particularly popular with folks who need help with focus and energy. And as somebody who has ADHD, who doesn't use Adderall or stimulants, I find these THCV gummies to be extremely helpful. I can just sit down and write emails for 3 hours without looking up. It's very great for doing
Wow.
really focused tasks.
And that's very difficult for someone with ADHD and
It is, yes.
all the
Ordinarily,
focused.
write emails for 10 minutes, stand up, walk around, do something, come back 10 minutes, stand up, walk around, do
Yeah.
something.
Oh, that plant needs
So,
watering.
exactly.
um, so again, not your grandma's marijuana. Get educated. There is more out there than just what we call flower, which is your marijuana that you would know back in the day.
hmm
It is always referred to as cannabis these days,
That's right.
um, because it's mainstream. It is mainstream. I think our city probably has eight eight storefronts now, whereas I don't know, 3 years, 4 years ago we didn't have any.
hmm
So um, it's it's something to dive into,
hmm
and
Just an
we're like I said,
example
we're
of
very lucky.
how
Mhm.
mainstream cannabis has become. My grandmother's pastor uses cannabis for sleep and for pain.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Because number one, it's from the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So God made it. Pastor's using it. Good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good, good, good.
And he's like
Um,
in his late 80s. So, he's very much from the time of the, reefer madness, anti-cannabis propaganda. And so to see folks, seniors, my grandmother's age, using cannabis to improve their lives, it's really pretty awesome. And my other grandmother, she has Alzheimer's, and cannabis can be very useful for folks with Alzheimer's. So if any of your listeners have a parent with Alzheimer's or dementia, that
mhm.
is, anxiety is, pretty common experience for folks with Alzheimer's and dementia. And some folks can become combative. And cannabis could be very helpful, or people find it to be very helpful to keep their loved one with dementia or Alzheimer's calm and reduce their irritability. I've had customers whose um, parent was kicked out of multiple memory care facilities, until they got them on a pretty decent dose of cannabis, which kept them very happy, very content, and also reduced a lot of their symptoms, other negative symptoms.
Now, would that be something that we would pay cash out of hand, or can you use your health? Oh my gosh, the word just left me.
Oh, the health savings
Health.
account?
Yes. Can you
Mm.
use that?
So I don't think so. Usually HSA funds have to be used on approved products, and there's like a
Okay.
website where you can look it up, and I'm pretty sure that cannabis won't be on there. However, it's very possible that CBD, hemp-derived CBD products may be on there.
Uh-huh.
And the difference between hemp and cannabis is really just a government created definition. It's the same plant. So hemp is cannabis that has less than 0.3% THC in it. So
So
it's hemp is just
barely nothing.
cannabis with almost no THC in it. And it's just particular, varietals are higher and lower in THC. And CBD is a powerfully anti-inflammatory, so great for pain that's related to inflammation, and it's also great for anxiety. Particularly has been demonstrated to have in clinical trials to have a positive effect on, I'm sorry, in medical trials, to have a positive effect on panic disorder. So it really helps reduce panic attacks. Um, and that is something that it might be worth looking to see if HSA funds would cover.
Yes. Now, my mom just had a conversation with her medical doctor, and
Mm-hmm.
her medical doctor is not educated on cannabis. In fact,
Yep.
she's anti,
Yep.
and anti like mean anti.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're having that problem with your medical doctor, you
Mm-hmm.
might want to find a different medical doctor, because there there should be not a black and white. There
Mm-hmm.
should not be black and white, yay or nay. It should be, yes, this may help you, but I'm a medical doctor. I cannot prescribe that for you,
Mm-hmm.
but please go get educated.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's medical doctors are, they open the book, they study the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they're not doing continuing education for the rest of their life, they're just not going to know about cannabis. And frankly, the vast majority of medical professionals that I've talked with about cannabis, they've used the opportunity to, probe me with questions because they just don't know. Um, so definitely there are a couple of one of my favorites. Her name is Cannabichem, CHEMBI. Gosh, I have to write it. You can't
That's
spell with
okay.
that.
Me too. Me neither.
Tannabichem. She is a doctor, a PhD research scientist who is she has created lots of awesome educational content that's available on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, that really breaks down everything you could ever want to know about cannabis and its effects and its applications, with links to the studies. So very reliable information.
We are going to put those links in here, everybody, because it's wonderful when an actual medical doctor takes the time to research things that are actually in our time, not just 30 years ago. So we appreciate that. And yes, we put links in there for her. Gosh, I would love to have her on. Oh, I don't know. She might be too busy, but we'll see. Okay. In summary of what we've been learning, what would be your main takeouts for our senior population?
For seniors, go low and slow. Start with edibles or tincture. Low and slow, meaning a very low dose. And lots of folks will, eat a gummy and be like, I feel nothing. And then, eat 2 more gummies. You got to wait a couple hours to see how it affects you first before you have any more. So low and slow, gummies or tinctures first. And something that has low THC with a little bit of CBD or CBN is particularly good for pain and sleep.
Beautiful.
So experiment with the different cannabinoids, and your bud tender at your local dispensary can help you with that. And most of them will also help you over the phone. So they'll answer your questions for you over the phone, so that when you go into the store, you're not totally at a loss. You have a general idea of, what you're looking for, and it's a little bit less intimidating.
I love that even more, because some people don't want to walk into a cannabis facility, because you do give your driver's license when you walk in there, because they do make sure you're over 21.
That's right. Yep. Got to be over 21 to use cannabis in California.
Yes, you do. So thank you, Megan. I appreciate this, and really, really great information. But we're going to tag Megan in it, and her shops. If you're in any of her surrounding situations, her shops are very different than other shops. You get a little hand cart, super cute, and there are bud tenders walking around helping you, like Nordstrom's, just like Nordstrom's.
Yep. And the product isn't behind glass cases. It's just like a normal, regular shopping experience.
It's so nice, because if you try out different places, you'll know some are like a jewelry store where everything's all locked up. But when you're in an actual market like Megan's, the experience is very different. And it feels very easy, I guess.
Yeah, normalized.
Normalized.
We're trying to normalize the cannabis shopping experience, because there's nothing, shady about purchasing cannabis from a licensed cannabis retailer anymore.
Not anymore. So thank you, Megan. I appreciate this. And everybody, if you need help with anything, reach out. Megan or her staff will be happy to chat with you as well.
Thank you so much, Tiffany.
Thanks for tuning in to Retirement Reimagined. I hope today's episode gave you some great tips to elevate your retirement. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you found our discussion helpful, please leave a review. It helps others find the podcast too. Curious about how to unlock new financial opportunities in retirement? I'd love to chat and explore how we can make your golden years even brighter. Until next time, I'm Tiffany Nyiri. Keep reimagining.